Hey, bud. Let's party.
Oh no, the Junkman's gonna talk about the Kenner Boba Fett action figure again. Well, yes I am. Or about the commercial. You know, I've seen the commercial that first featured the Boba Fett action figure and I've never really paid attention to it. But did you know if you look a little closer at that, you'll notice something. Now, at the beginning of this video, that wasn't the original commercial. That was me acting out the commercial. I know, you're saying, Junkman, what are you talking about? What commercial? I spent about an hour making a commercial, redoing the original Boba Fett Kenner commercial. Had all my figures laid out, all 20 of them, recreated that whole commercial. But let me tell you something, when you make a video, there's one thing you must do, one thing. This is some good advice. You must hit record. Anyway, let's get back to the video. But let's take a look at the original commercial, and then we'll come back to see if you noticed anything about it. Here it is.
Where'd you get this jacket?
From Kenner's Star Wars collection comes the Stormtrooper, the Sand People, and all 20 action figures, including new Hammerhead, Snaggletooth, and more, each sold separately. And now, Boba Fett, Star Wars villain with his laser rifle. Boba Fett is not yet available in stores, but you can get him free with 4 proofs of purchase from any Star Wars action figures. Details on specially marked packs at participating stores. Offer ends May 31st. Star Wars action figures sold separately from Kenner.
So did you notice anything? You didn't? Did you notice anything? You didn't? Well, let's take a closer look at the Boba Fett being held by the handsome model in the video.
And now, Boba Fett, Star Wars villain with his laser rifle.
It looks just like a Boba Fett action figure, right? Well, maybe at first glance, but what you're looking at here is a prototype rocket-firing Boba Fett. Now, these commercials were shot on film. It was the days before videotape. Well, the videotape was around, but people were still using film. So the commercial was shot on film and then mailed out. Let's take a look at how it was mailed. The film reel was shipped in this container. As you can see, it says Gray Ave. I'm not sure what that means. It's from Kenner. Some codes I'm not sure what means. It's a Boba Fett Rev. It's 30 seconds long, shot in color. And I'm not sure what 5400K means. And it has contact with no contact information. How rude. And let's take a natural look at the film strip. Now, when it aired on television, you didn't see the very beginning of the film strip. There you get some more information. There's some information at the beginning of the film strip, such as the director of the commercial, that is from Kenner, that is about Boba Fett, it's 30 seconds, and there's that word Rev again. And then some kind of code, I'm not sure. Sadly, there's no date on the film. I wish there was. So what does Rev mean? First, I thought maybe it was a clue that Boba Fett originally was going to be a reverend, and maybe that was cut from the film. But most likely it means revision. That means the film was edited before they mailed it out. Of course, they edited out the bloopers and stuff like that. But what else was edited out? Probably the fact that it shot off. I'm willing to bet in the original commercial, the handsome model shot off the rocket, or at least showed that it would shoot off. But sadly, it looks like that original cut is lost forever. Now there's one part near the end of the video where you can see the figure a little bit better. Let's take a look at that clip.
Specially marked packs at participating stores. Offer ends May 31st. Participating stores.
Although the film is grainy and it's not HD or anything, you can barely make it out that this is the prototype. And it's most likely being that they're using the prototype Boba Fett rocket, that at this time with Kenner, they were still planning to release it with the rocket. So why wouldn't they have mentioned it during the commercial? Unless they did and it was edited out later. There's something else kind of neat about the end of this commercial that we just looked at. I'll let you see it again.
On specially marked packs at participating stores. Offer ends May 31st.
Look at those Star Wars cards with Greedo, Hammerhead, Death Star Droid, and I believe Snaggletooth. These aren't your standard cards. These are proof cards. As you can see, a bubble was never added to it. A lot of times Kenner did use prototypes in their commercials or even in their advertisements because it took so long to make figures. They had to start making the commercials and everything while they were working on the figures at the same time. So this is very common for most toy companies. Now I know this is kind of a short video and I'm not sure if you guys are interested or not. I just thought it was kind of neat that I've seen this commercial probably 3 or 4 dozen times and I never really thought about it. I never really paid attention to it. But yes, it looks like a prototype rocket firing Boba Fett was used during that commercial. There's a few of them out there and they're in collectors' hands now. I bet if that guy knew what it would be worth today, he would have traded that nice sports jacket for that firing Boba Fett. But I don't know, maybe not. That was a damn nice sports jacket. He probably wore it to Club 57, told everyone about how he held a Boba Fett with a rocket launcher on it. He probably got a lot of action that night. Or he went home and told his kids about how he did a Star Wars commercial. That would have been even better. Can you imagine if your dad did a Star Wars commercial? I would have told everyone in the neighborhood. Man, you got to make sure you watch this episode of Jason of Star Command because they're going to show a commercial with my dad in it playing with Star Wars toys. What about those kids in the video? How lucky were they? I bet they were the envy of the school. I bet the whole school forget about those jocks and those little league players and Grady, the way he could win at the spelling bee every time. Come on, Grady. I know there was something going on. No one can win a spelling bee every single time. But then again, I was the first one to lose every single time. But man, if I was in a commercial as a kid in school, I would have been the hero of that school, I'm sure. And Amy Covey would have wanted to talk to me. She probably would even ask for my autograph. And I was sat there at lunch with everyone coming over and asking me, tell me about those Star Wars toys. You saw them before they even came out. Did you get to take them home? Did you play with them? Did they pay you to play with Star Wars figures? And while everybody's talking to me in the lunchroom, asking me about the Star Wars commercial I just made, there in the back of the lunchroom, John Gorman, the Little League home run champion, sitting there alone, eating his square pizza. No one wanted to talk to him about the fastball he just caught out in left field. Life would have been so different if only I did commercials. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble now. You didn't come here for that. I want to thank you for watching. Thumb up my videos so I know you like my content. And until the next video, we'll be back.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.